And the video will split about now.
Much excitement. I've been doing this for 30 years. It is absolutely amazing. We're going to try to get some interviews here before you in a little while, Mike, but I'm going to toss it back to you and see if we can get some special guests.
Okay. Let's check back in on the Eyes on Pluto simulation, because you can check out the activity online at eyes.nasa.gov. To point out what you're looking at here, this is a simulation of what the spacecraft is actually doing live, and you can see the instruments
This program.
going through their observations, color-coded.
Now we're about 11 minutes from Pluto, and I think the video have split now. And this is part 6.
He's got his interviews. Okay, well, Dwayne is still running those up. With us is Alice Bowman, his manager for New Horizons. And Alice, I guess my first question for you would be, what are you doing here? Or shouldn't somebody be flying the spacecraft? But New Horizons is on its own, programmed to be doing all these maneuvers out near Pluto. So tell us, how does that work?
Sure. We loaded up all the commands to the spacecraft about a week ago, and it's just ticking down its checklist. Those commands are firing off at the time that the scientists want them to fire off, and so this is closest approach. This is when you get the best science. So we don't want it to point to Earth and talk to us. We want it to take science. So that's what it's doing. So many of the operations team members are here at CASI.
When was the last time we heard from it?
We heard from it last night. We started the track about 10:08 p.m. Eastern, and we had signal from the spacecraft until 11:17 p.m.
You explained it can't take data and communicate with Earth at the same time. How come?
Well, we built that spacecraft for a long-duration mission, and when you do that, you want to have as few moving parts as possible. So we'd have that fixed antenna on board the spacecraft, and so in order to communicate with Earth, you have to point that antenna back to Earth so that it can beam that signal. Likewise, when you take science observations, you have to take that spacecraft and you have to point those instruments to where those objects are that they want to observe.
Okay, and like you mentioned before, less time on Pluto, more time talking to Earth is less time on Pluto, and the busiest time right now for this encounter happening. Let's take us to the timeline then of what happens today and into tonight. We've seen the observations that are happening on board the rest of the day.
Well, I'll step back a teeny bit and say that we had a lot of activity in the Mach last night. We didn't have single signal from the spacecraft, but we were actually
now we last 10 minutes,
signals to the Rex instrument
Pluto is getting very close.
We have to start those uplinks about 4.5
Actually, it's 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
So we had 7 of the DSN antennas. Deep Space Network antennas.
So that's Sharon and
Horizons and sending an uplink signal. We started that about 3 a.m. this morning. And
so I don't know how to turn it. I would like to record it fly by.
We will take a little break in a couple hours.
And this is part 6.
But in the operations center, you'll see
who's speaking is me, John Olsen from Mongo TV. I will record how my Pluto flyby was. So, but I've been talking so much today. So I'll just sit here.
Short burst of 15 minutes where we'll get information from the spacecraft,
and
we'll
I think we should
look
look.
If it's healthy.
Now the instrument is. Let's see if any new tweets.
Alright, Alice, well, thank you for joining us. And good luck tonight.
Say 10 minutes.
I gotta say too, the social media, you can go to NASA Socials, Jason Townsend to fill us in. Jason, I'm having a hard time not looking at my
10 minutes or it's 8 minutes.
Going on. Tell us what's happening.
So I'm not, that's 100 tweets.
Indeed, yes. It's an exciting time. Today is a great day, and we're going to be doing live coverage all over social media on NASA's accounts out there. Right now, Pluto Flyby is on Facebook. And right now, we've also got a sneak peek of the image that is going to be released at 8 a.m. this morning up on NASA's Instagram account. So lots of events though that our social media followers can join us and follow along and get involved with today. They're scheduled all afternoon and evening. So we'll have members of the New Horizons team ready to answer your questions starting today.
So I think we
Eastern
go
time
back
in a
to
Reddit
NASA
Q&A
TV.
on the Reddit site. At 2 p.m. Eastern time today, we'll have a Facebook
7
question
minutes.
and answer session on NASA's Facebook page. That's facebook.com/NASA. And then today at 6 p.m. Eastern time, we'll
So
continue
that's
the
7
chat
minutes.
on @NASA New Horizons, where we'll be taking your questions using the hashtag AskNASA. During both of our press briefings,
So I think we stay here.
at 8 a.m. and also this evening, where we get the healthy spacecraft signal back. We'll be taking your questions and having them answered by our subject matter experts up here using the hashtag AskNASA. So there's lots that you can get involved with. So really, it's an exciting day. We hope that you're going to keep. We'll be posting all of the news about the Pluto flyby today on @NASA and @NASA New Horizons on Twitter, on NASA's Facebook page, Google Plus page, and Instagram accounts out there, as well as the New Horizons Facebook page. So follow along, join us, and get involved.
Jason, I'm curious too. I mean, because there's so much coming out of the mission. I mean, there's pictures, there's conversation. What are you seeing more of online? Is it people are talking more about the images that are coming down? Is it just the general excitement?
So
What's happening with New Horizons? What are you seeing?
I think we have to watch it.
This is one of our, most incredible looks that we've had of Pluto.
That's
It's,
5
the first
minutes.
spacecraft to get there and take a really in-depth look. So people are kind of standing by with, bated breath, waiting for the latest and greatest images.
Now they do the high-res
The
scanning.
mission's going to be returning, and so we're going to be sharing that. We're going to be sharing that all along on social media with everyone.
Sorry.
Okay. Jason, sounds good. Thanks. So remember, keep following the
This is
activity.
the high-res pictures.
Twitter handle @NASA New Horizons. Of course, www.nasa.gov/New Horizons.
That will
And let's
be
go
the
back in
only
with Dwayne
pictures
Brown. Countdown
in
on.
history that maybe not come here another time.
The tension, the excitement is infectious. People from all over the world, of all ages, are so excited.
I know I can see my shadow on the screen, but I cannot do anything. I'm a fat man too.
I've never seen so much excitement and so much, the anticipation of it.
And now this 5 minutes.
The Tom bombs were talking to the audience, and of course the daughter and son, Annette and Alden of Clyde Tom Baum, who discovered Pluto in 1930. And again, apologize for all of that extra noise here, but here in Countdown Central, everybody is just having a good time. It's a celebration, and I have to tell you, I'm glad to be here. I love sharing a set with you, Mike. But
It's
really
about
fun to be out here.
2
Back to you, 'cause
p.m.
we're
in
close
Denmark.
to making history.
Thanks, Dwayne. Yeah, I mean,
So,
I get
we
the
list
spot
5
up here, I'm
minutes.
here on the desk, but we're going to check back in with the spacecraft.
No,
What's
4
going on with
minutes.
Eyes on the solar
There's
system,
1
New
minute
Horizons,
delay.
and see where it is in its activity. Hundreds of observations at this point in close approach.
So I think we stay here.
To Pluto, 4 minutes away, a little more than 4.5 minutes away from flying by Pluto. Looking at the observations here, target right between the Pluto, they call it the Pluto Berry Center. This is the spot of gravity.
8,000 miles.
Sharon. Follow this online, eyes.nasa.gov. This truly is an historic moment. The fastest spacecraft ever to leave Earth, about to complete the farthest voyage.
It's the same
to reach
program
the
as
primary
this.
target. Right now, making the first exploration of Pluto and its family of moons, opening the door to an entirely new region that we've only just begun to understand. We can check back in too on mission operations and see again with the activity or lack of activity. We'll point out again, this is going to be the place to watch later on tonight as we anticipate the signal coming back from New Horizons. Again, you see here, there's no activity. The spacecraft is on its own, going through all of its activity, programmed into its computers. Tonight, we expect New Horizons to check back in.
So we have 3 minutes.
Check back in with a signal that would indicate that it's Eastern Time. Check back in with a signal that would
see it
indicate
like
that
here.
it's healthy and that it did everything it was programmed and
here.
supposed to do. We got to check back in with Dwayne outside at Countdown Central.
I don't
Dwayne,
know.
back to you.
Mike, we are about 3 minutes away. Right now, the head of planetary science at NASA, Jim Green, is addressing the audience. I gotta tell you, hold this up here. Everyone has an American flag, and when we have that countdown, you're gonna see something really, really special. Again, the excitement is infectious. I hope that you get one of these flags because I'm
Look
really
like there are 50 seconds delay.
I'm gonna take it back to you, but we're getting close.
So we are 2 minutes now.
Okay, in fact, I'm going to go back over to Jason Townsend with NASA Social. Jason, checking the trending out there. What's happening? What do we got?
Oh,
Indeed, there's a lot of love.
there's a
happening?
Sharon.
Indeed, there's a lot of love for the sneak peek on Instagram right now of the image that's out there. We're also going to get ready here at 8 a.m. and release the image everywhere and put it out and talk all about the science behind it. So leading up here, though, to these next couple of minutes here with the
So
people are
I
definitely
think
talking about it. We're
I
still
will
trending
go
with
in
Flyby on Twitter
full
and
screen.
Facebook and getting involved in the conversation. Join us.
Indeed, continue to follow along. We're live on NASA TV, which you can follow at www.nasa.gov. Keep looking for news at www.nasa.gov/New Horizons and following along.
And I'm
on
sorry for
NASA
my
Horizons on Twitter. Hashtag
for
Pluto
my
Flyby.
mirror,
I think we're going to be ready to join the countdown soon out at Countdown
but
Central
I
with Dwayne
can
Brown. Dwayne, activity out there? How's it
move
looking?
myself.
Well,
I think we'll record this.
close here. Alan Stern, the
I will
principal
sit here
mission, has called everybody
to the
the
right of
stage.
screen.
We've had speeches, we've had
Oh, I
remarks.
can still see me.
We've had the son and daughter of the man who discovered Pluto in 1930, and we're here at Countdown Central. I just, again, the
Okay,
excitement.
it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. I'm to be on the Pluto
Social
screen.
media. It's just amazing. Museums, everybody is a part of history. History and science and exploration taking place right here in Lower Maryland.
20 seconds.
Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close. It's almost there. Again, what you're gonna see thousands. You're gonna see thousands, probably more than 1,000 people are crowded in this room.
No.
They have American flags. They're gathering. They're hugging.
Now we have passed the closest.
It's about America. We're getting ready to make history. Let's take it and see history in the making.
All those science people are going to come back here and be in your way. I don't know what to tell them.
So now Twitter will go crazy, my Twitter list. And
Hey Lillian, can you get John Grunsfeld here real quick? John Grunsfeld, I need him. Yeah, right now.
You can see the atmosphere in the room too. So people, they were waving flags, get started. The New Horizons spacecraft passes its close approach mark at Pluto. After a 3 billion launch in January 2006, flew by Jupiter 2007. Record speed across the solar system, crossing planetary orbits faster than any other spacecraft had reached them. Speeds of 30,000 miles an hour. Almost hard to think of, hard to imagine. Still, after 9.5 years, now made it first on Pluto's
but
doorstep.
I
Now
don't
past Pluto.
think the program
Gathering amazing amount of information.
can
Opening
show
the
it.
door to an entirely new region of the
Still
solar system
shows
that until
Pluto.
recently we knew nothing about. This is exploration at its finest. Check it out. Look how busy New Horizons still scanning away. Doesn't get out. Look how busy New Horizons still scanning away. Doesn't realize it just made history. Doing it right now. Go back to the room and see the folks on stage. That's the director of the Applied Physics Laboratory, Ralph Semmel. Mission officials. So
But
Alan
it
Stern,
can be
principal
closest,
investigator.
then it fly this way.
Back out to Dwayne Brown.
It will not fly this way. We fly this way.
Space program has written a new chapter in science and exploration. History has been made, and standing next to me is one of those key individuals that has made that history happen. This is Dr. John Grunsfeld.
So, and this is part 6, and it will split in 8 minutes again.
Also known as the Hubble Repairman, but he is the director of NASA's Science Mission Directorate, and New Horizons is one of almost 100 missions in the Science Mission Directorate. Dr. Grunsfeld.
So I think it's fly like this way.
Oh, it's just amazing. I mean, this is truly a hallmark in human history.
What does it take to have a mission go billions of miles, take over 9 years, lots of moving pieces? What's the secret to success like this?
Well, people often think that the success to missions like this is, the engineers, the hardware, the mission itself. But the real key is the teamwork, and that's what NASA excels at, is bringing teams of scientists,
So in 4.5 hours
academia, from
can
government
be
together
more
to
photos.
do these incredible feats, like we've just done with New
Oops.
Horizons.
One last question. We made history today, but there's something that the story's not over. There's something that has to happen this evening. Describe that.
Oh, we have to look.
Of course, we are celebrating the moment by which the New Horizons spacecraft had its closest approach to Pluto as it's taking all the incredible data. But we're not talking to the spacecraft. It's doing its job. Tonight, we're going to get the signal, the ping, that it made it through the system, and it's ready to start sending us the treasure trove of data.
Congratulations, Dr.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. I'm just having all those special guests here. Hey, Glenn, this is Dr. Alan Stern, the principal investigator, the scientist, the main scientist on this mission. History has been made, Dr. Stern. It's got to feel good.
It feels good. So many people put so much work into this around the country. Engineers and scientists, technicians, business people, people like yourself in communications. It's a moment of celebration because we've just done the anchor leg. We have completed the initial reconnaissance of the solar system, an endeavor started under President Kennedy more than 50 years ago, continuing to today under President Obama. It's really historic what the United States has done, and the New Horizons team is really proud to have been able to run that anchor leg and make this accomplishment.
Well, Dr. Stern, before you go, and we have to transition, I know we've got another event coming up. Dr. Grunsfeld talked about, the story is not over. We've got something that really is going to be special this evening. Give me your thoughts on what's going to transpire later on today.
Right, well, the spacecraft is currently doing its job, taking measurements in the Pluto system at a very rapid pace. And we are going to have it check back in with us about 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. And that's when we'll find out if it completed its job successfully.
Dr. Stern, congratulations. And I'll see you this evening.
Thank you, Dwayne.
So, Mike, head down at Countdown Central, where you heard Dr. Grunsfeld, you heard Dr. Stern, and others. America's Space Program has written a new chapter in space and exploration. Back to you.
Thanks, Dwayne. The atmosphere. Pluto is no longer the unexplored world. And as one countdown ends, another begins. As you've heard, we wait for New Horizons to phone home tonight and let us know that all went well. So stay tuned to NASA TV for our next media briefing. And we'll get an update, and I'll get some of the last images that New Horizons took of Pluto before going into the flyby. So, I'm Mike Buckley. For Dwayne Brown and the New Horizons team, thanks for watching.
So that was it for today. That would be a media briefing. So So we have to wait to the data get back to Earth. So this video will split in 3 minutes. This is part 7. So I think we'll stop this and I will upload it. And we are only less 10 minutes from closest approach. And this was John Olsen from Mongo TV and Mongo Space and Mongo Drones. And this is how my Pluto flyby was in my home. So I will go and upload this, and I will maybe record a bit more later, but I'm tired now.